Welcome back. Some new technical analysis for today. We just got the weekly candle closed. I'm on Ethereum right now, and the Ethereum DBSI is higher than it was last week, so potential for more bullish action. Let's see Bitcoin. Bitcoin as well, finally printing a 14 on the DBSI. That's what we like to see. That's definitely what we want to see for bullish action. We got this weekly DBSI level in confluence pretty much with the Fibonacci, the daily Fibonacci I got drawn at. So that's pretty interesting to see. We can't really get above this super trend EMA right here, which also coincides with the weekly Fib. Just can't seem to gain over 21k. It's also a nice round. Alright, on daily, here on Ethereum, and I'm pretty sure on Bitcoin, we're both printing these apexes on the momentum wave, so that's finally locking in the momentum wave on Ethereum at 92 and Bitcoin at 104. So this is now officially, well, it still has to confirm, but when this confirms, it's going to be the second highest Bitcoin momentum wave in Bitcoin history. Quite interesting to see, and with the new weekly DBSI now being 14, I think it's high time frame, a lot more likely that we continue up here. As you can see with the DBSI line now, dual band strength index EMA, we are above it currently. We've been wicking above it, and if we can remain in control over it, which is just about 2100 pretty much, if we can keep over 2100, that's also another bullish signal for Bitcoin. So now that there's some high time frame apex is printing, could we see some cool off? That's what we're looking for. So last night we saw this bearish divergence printing right here. I didn't regard it too much. As you see, the price came up, the momentum went down. I didn't regard it too much. Especially because at the time the 4-hour was printing this green. I was a little bit iffy on that bearish divergence, but it played out. I didn't trade it. It came down to 3. Now here on the 4-hour, I noticed that the money flow super crazy up. It's above the 60 line now. The money flow is above 60, and it looks like it's coming back down. So I'm going to go back in time on the 4-hour, and we're going to try to find a money flow that is as high as this and backtest it. Okay, there was a time in 2020, July, where the money flow came up and touched the 60. I don't know if it went over. We can check the data table. So the data table says that it never came over 60. It went to 59.09. And when it came that high and then the money started coming out, the price still diverged up. So money flow went out, price went up, not too much. We have another one not too far away from it where it kind of did the same thing. It kind of marked the top with consolidation, and then we continued upwards with another wave. Alright, here's another wave. Again, they're not above the 60, but they are pretty close, like 59 about at their apex. Even though the money flow, as it decreases, it's just a lot more price action. And when it comes into the red, it's good buying up. Here we go. I found a money flow wave here that seems to be slightly, ever so slightly bigger than our current. Look how minusculely more it is. Maybe I'd have to check the apex of our current one, but at the current moment this one was slightly bigger. So what did this do? Well, it did the same thing. It kind of marked the top and then the money flow came out, but that wasn't the top of the price of the asset. It kept going up while money flow came down. So we're all of these instances, so 2016, 2017, 2020, where the money flow came this high, it usually marked the top of the money flow, at least of that wave, and then it came down but continued an uptrend. So this one actually is slightly different because the price consolidated for a long time before going up. This consolidated for 120 days before it decided to start actually reclaiming new highs. Here's another MFI wave, slightly above the 60. It's at 60.1. That's above the 60. It is in 2015, so now we have 2015, 2016, 2017, 2020, and now 2023. This one, again, marked the top. Money flow came out. Price came out a little bit, but then we had a large surge. Very volatile. This is when Bitcoin was $300, and overall marked more MFI waves to come after. So I've reached the end of the Coinbase chart here. There are charts that go even farther back that I might take a look at, but every single time we've seen the MFI come up to this 60 level, we've seen an increase or consolidation in price before it definitely increases in price, because we get that money flow coming out, we get that red momentum, I mean MFI wave, and then it always usually turns into another money flow wave. So we got one here, it came out, turned red, and then we get that consolidation until it finally turns into another MFI wave. So back here, we can tell that this is actually the highest MFI wave on the 4-hour chart in Bitcoin history on Coinbase. Now, I'm not certain if that's true on like a chart that goes all the way back to when Bitcoin was only a few cents. We'll have to see. But on this chart, at least from 2015 all the way till now, this is the highest MFI wave that there has been. Usually, again, in the past, when it comes over this, it has marked, from our backtesting on this chart, it has marked that this is the top of the momentum wave when it comes up this high, probably an overbought signal, and then the MFI drains, right? So it starts to come out here, and then the price kind of consolidates or goes up. It either consolidates or goes up, and if we do get a wick down, it'll just fill some long liquidity, and that it'll drain, it'll come red, and probably come up again, right? At least from historical precedent. When you're trading with SR, VWAP is one of my favorite levels, because if the price is if you're expecting, you have to expect a long or a short. And depending on what you expect is how you use the level, right? So if I'm expecting a short, if the price is above VWAP, that is a good entry point for a short. And confluence would be if you enter a short, right? So if price comes up here, you enter a short, and then price goes below VWAP, that is confluence to your trade, because now VWAP is a resistance level, right? See, it'll come up and it'll protect your entry for your short. And same thing with a long. So if you long, you generally want to try to long at or below VWAP, because VWAP is going to act as support as price continues over it. So, and you can use this in your daily analysis, like, okay, I've noticed that most of today price has been below VWAP, so it's a pretty bearish day, right? But right now, in these past few hours, price has been above VWAP, so it's been a bullish couple hours. And now you have to look at the totality of all your confluence to determine, all right, are we going to come back down, or are we going to continue over VWAP?